All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honors to apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect, which we hope to be. Now, it's your brother Kawaya from GMS Chicago. Pretty much going to get into a few scriptures on the breath. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting right into it. This is Genesis. This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. It says, in Yahweh, and Yahweh is the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls Jehovah or God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ or Yeshua or Yeshaya or Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? And it says back in Genesis 2 and 7, it says, in Yahweh power formed man of the dust of the ground. You know what I'm saying? You know, scientists had researched and found out that our bodies are actually made of the earth. You know what I'm saying? You know, all the things that we eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, say if you get sick, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta replenish a certain part of you, you know, that comes from the earth. Because when you get sick, you take herbs. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is taking parts of the earth and putting it back in your body. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you deficient in, you know what I'm saying, that's causing you to be sick. You know what I'm saying? You take those specific herbs in, and it just replenished back what was there before that, you know, fell away. You know what I'm saying? And it says and breath into his nostrils, the breath of life, and man became a living soul. When you look at the word breath in the Hebrew, it's nashama, the na, the sha, the ma, and the ha, nashama, and it means breath, spirit, divine inspiration. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's the spirit. You know, to continue this this Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in Apocrypha, chapter 17, starting at verse 1. It says, and the Lord Yahweh created man of the earth and turned him into it again. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you decompose, you know what I'm saying? Because according to the scriptures, you're not supposed to be putting people in no coffins. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to just lay them down in the ground. You know what I'm saying? Because their body decomposed back into the earth. You know what I'm saying? Because all it is the, you know, different parts of the earth, you know what I'm saying, which we come from. You know what I'm saying? Because we have gold in our bodies. We have different minerals and silver in our bodies. You know what I'm saying? When we return back to the earth after death, you know, after we die, you know what I'm saying, our bodies become part of the earth again. You know what I'm saying? You know? And it says verse 2, it says, he gave them few days and a short time and power also over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves and made them according to his image, and put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over the beasts and the fowls. You know what I'm saying? Verse 5, it says, they received the use of 5 operations of the Lord, and in the 6th place he imparted them understanding, and in the 7th speech, an interpreter of cogitations, you know what I'm saying, thereof. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it put us on a higher pedestal than the animals. You know what I'm saying? Because cogitations is the word Ra'ayawan, and it is the Ra, the Ah, the Ya, the Wa, and the Na, Ra'ayawan. You know what I'm saying? And it means thoughts. You know what I'm saying? We can process thoughts. You know what I'm saying? We can conjure up plans. You know what I'm saying? We could make an equation. You know what I'm saying? We could you know, plan things out. But animals, they can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Animals go off instinct, things that's already programmed into them. You know what I'm saying? You know. And it says verse 6. It says, counsel and a tongue and eyes and ears and a heart gave he them to understand. You know what I'm saying? Whither he filled them with the knowledge of understanding and shewed them good and evil. You know what I'm saying? And what the scripture says that ye are gods, but you should fall like the princess, man. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, the only way to be a god is that you got to know both sides, so you can execute righteous judgment. You know what I'm saying? You know. And it says, verse 7, it says, whither he filled them with the knowledge of understanding and shewed them good and evil. He set his eye upon their hearts, meaning your mind, your love, that he might shew them the greatness of his works. He gave them to the glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to understand this truth is if the breath is in you. You know what I'm saying? You know, I believe it's in Romans. Scripture. So like there's find it right quick. Right, this is Romans 8:16. It says the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? And when you have the breath, you know what I'm saying, you follow the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, which is the law, statutes, commandments. He gives you an understanding, the understanding of the breakdowns, and you be able to receive it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the breath. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says that he'll make a quickening spirit, man. And that word quickening means to bring alive, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? And going back to Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 17, I'll read verse 9 again. It says, he gave them, he said, he gave them to the glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding. And the elect shall praise his holy name, you know. And it says, besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. You know what I'm saying? Because in the next scripture I'm going to bring out, you know what I'm saying, it's going to prove to you what that life is, man. You know what I'm saying? And it says it right here. It says verse 11, it says, besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? And the thing is that the understanding of the scriptures, you know, having the quickening spirit is only towards Israel, man. Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and Confucian faiths who bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are Israelites. If you be part of the elect, you'll be the only ones to be able to get this, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's only an Israelite who has the ability to have this breath, to have a quickening spirit from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. You know what I'm saying? And verse 12, it says that he made an everlasting covenant with them and shewed them his judgments. Their eyes saw the majesty of his glory, and their ears heard his glorious voice. You know what I'm saying? Telling the voice, which is the prophets out there, his messengers. You know what I'm saying? Messengers give the message of the king, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you can hear it, understand it, and guess what? The breath is gradually building up in you, man. You know what I'm saying? Now you coming alive. You're not dead like these 2/3, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? Verse 14, it says, and he said unto them, beware of all unrighteousness, and he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like to suffer not sin upon that brother and stuff. You gotta have the breath in you to know, you know, and understand when a brother, a neighbor, meaning a fellow Israelite, you know what I'm saying, it's going off, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, but the Lord gotta have that put the breath in you, man. You know what I'm saying? Which giving you life, man. You know. This is Baruch chapter 4 verse 1. It says, this is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, and the law that endureth forever. So endure forever meaning that it's always going. You know, there ain't no that the law is done away with. This is endure forever. What you think you're gonna be doing in the kingdom? You know what I'm saying? Judges 5:11 says rehearse the righteous acts, man. You know what I'm saying? So we still keep the law to the best of our ability. You know what I'm saying? And it says all they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. So when you keep it, you know, being a newborn babe, you know what I'm saying? Because in the world we was once Gentiles, we was estranged from our heritage. You know what I'm saying? You know, we wasn't following it. We was following a custom that was not ours. The ways of America. You know what I'm saying? Muslim, Buddhism. You know what I'm saying? Any other Hinduism, any other type of philosophy that wasn't concerned to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? That was going that was not the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We was dead in the world, but when we was like it says in Peter's when it says like it says in Peter, First Peter's, I believe, it's in Peter's, and it's 2:2, and it says as you become newborn babes, desire the sincere milk. You know what I'm saying? Meaning when we was born again, we had gotten that breath, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we had to be re-educated for what the truth, re-educated on the truth, because all growing up before, all we did was learn about lies, man. You know what I'm saying? We was called Africans. We believed that we was Africans. You know what I'm saying? You know, didn't never understand why a real African came around, a Hamite, you know what I'm saying, and said, and was like, oh, we're African too, and yet they had a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Because them Africans, them Hamites, they know we're not Africans, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been lied to, you know, by Esau Edom, so-called white man. Because when you read Judith, the 5th chapter, it talks about how if we fall away from our heritage, our law, statutes, commandments, and knowing the name of the true name of the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, that it will be towards our ruin, man. You know what I'm saying? To keep us dumbed down of what's really true, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? Says, I'll read again, it's Baruch 4:1. It says, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. You know what I'm saying? It says, turn thee, O Jacob, you mean it, descendants of Israel, because Jacob's name was changed to Israel. You know what I'm saying? To be an Israelite, the ITE suffix means to be a descendant of. You know what I'm saying? And which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and confusion the face of bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I'm saying? And it says, and take hold of it, walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the light, man. You know what I'm saying? Once you have the breath, you got light that's pouring into you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 25. It's Galatians chapter 5, verse 25. It says, if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. And what's the breath? You know what I'm saying? The nashama. You know what I'm saying? The breath is the Spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? And only ones that have the Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yashai are the Israelites, but ultimately the elect, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to receive the quickening spirit on this side in our captivity, man. You know what I'm saying? 2/3 are going to stay in the congregation of the dead, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not giving them the quickening spirit. You know what I'm saying? But we have the elect, which which we hope to be, you know what I'm saying, have the quickening spirit, and will have the quickening spirit. You know what I'm saying? In the same way for the elect, consisting of the 144,000 and the 1/3, man. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be the only ones that go back to their natural state, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 5. It says, I almost want to read all. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, the hand of Yahweh was upon me. This is Ezekiel, you know what I'm saying? This is the book of Ezekiel 37:1. It says, the hand of Yahweh was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. You know, because this was a vision that Ezekiel was being given. And it says full of bones. And when you see bones, it means that something is dead. You know what I'm saying? Something is dead already. Verse 2, it says, and calls me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry bones. It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yahweh power, thou knowest. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord was like, you know, can these bones live? You know what I'm saying? That's how you know that it was a dark saying. You know what I'm saying? The Lord was giving a parable. You know what I'm saying, for the nation of Israel. You know, and it says, verse 4. It says, again, he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh. Now you already know that you can't, you know, to actual literal bones, you know, you can prophesy all day, you know what I'm saying? You'll be prophesying to the wind, really, you know what I'm saying? But the bones represents Israelites, man. Israelites who didn't know who they were, you know what I'm saying? Like the Gentiles that Apostle Paul was speaking to in Galatia and Thessalonica and Colossians, you know what I'm saying? You know, in those different places and stuff where they were scattered because they followed the ways of the heathen. They did not know that they was Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? And I forget, you know what I'm saying, which specifically one it is either Hellenist or Hellenistic, you know what I'm saying? And one is it's two of them. There's one where you can look it up. There's one the Hellenist and the Hellenistic. One of them say one that knows they're a Jew, but keep the the customs of the heathen, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But then there's one who does not know they're a Jew and pretty much follow the ways of the heathen. You know what I'm saying? And those, that's the breakdown of the Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? Because there's two different types of Gentiles. There are Gentiles who are heathens, who are estranged automatically from the law, statute, commandments of this book of the Bible, because it's not given unto them, which will be the heathens, the so-called white man, the East Indian. You know what I'm saying? Elamites. You know, the heathens, the outside the nation of Israel, who are not confusion of faith, who are actually heathens. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the other Gentiles are Israelites who did not know who they were, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. Verse 5. It says, thus saith Yahweh power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you. You know what I'm saying? And ye shall live. You know what I'm saying? And what's the breath? The spirit. You know what I'm saying? What's the breath? It's the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? In the Hebrew, in Ezekiel, it's Ruach. You know what I'm saying? Or Rachah. You know what I'm saying? Which winged spirit, the Ra, the Cha, the Ra, the Wa, and the Cha. You know what I'm saying? Tomato. You could pronounce it as Barak if you want to, or you could pronounce it as Racha. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's the spirit, it's the breath, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord saying that it's going to enter into you, and ye shall live. You know what I'm saying? That's that quickening spirit. That's that breath, man. The spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yashai entering into you. You know what I'm saying? You know? Verse 6, it says, and I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. And that's talking about putting on our heritage, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Jeremiah 17:4 says, thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. But the thing is that in Hosea, you know what I'm saying? I'll grab it right quick. This is Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people. You know what I'm saying? Because we was called Africans. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about America, Babylon. You know what I'm saying? You know, where it says that where it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, that it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. You know what I'm saying? Because the living power, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, you know what I'm saying? His spirit is living. Anything of this world is a dead spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? That Christianity, that's a dead spirit. Muslims, that's a dead spirit. You know what I'm saying? Buddhism, that's a dead spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not a living spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't benefit for you. You know what I'm saying? The law, statute, commandments of the Heavenly Father is the only thing that gives you life, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And when it says in a place where it said that ye are not my people because we was called Africans. You know what I'm saying? We was called black, Hispanic, Latinos. You know what I'm saying? Cubans. You know what I'm saying? Romans, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We was called different nationalities, different ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? When our real nationality is of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You Native American Indians, man. You either Semio Indians. You know what I'm saying? Will be Reubenites. You know what I'm saying? And you Native American Indians would be Gadites, man. You know what I'm saying? Negroes would be Judites. You know what I'm saying? Levites would be Haitians. You know, Benjamites would be West Indians, like Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Simeonites would be, I think Dominicans. Yeah, Dominicans. Asherites would be like Brazilians. You know what I'm saying? In that area. Ishkarites would be the Mexicans. Ephraimites would be the Puerto Ricans. You know, Taino Indians. You know what I'm saying? Indigenous Indians. I think is what the Mexicans that call themselves, the Aztecians. You know what I'm saying? Those are the Ishkarites. You know, the Manassites would be Cubans. You know what I'm saying? Zebulites would be down there in Guatemala. You know what I'm saying? Salaki. I think Naphtali would be within, like, around the area of where the Asherites around the Brazil. You know what I'm saying? And you know, those are the 12 tribes of Israel, man. And the thing is that they really are of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. They wouldn't be labeled as Cubans or Native American Indians, man. You know what I'm saying? You'll be labeled one of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that you're an Israelite is part of the breath, man. You know what I'm saying? But to continue filled with that, with the breath, you know what I'm saying? You gotta come back to your heritage, man. You know what I'm saying? Going back to Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 7. It says, so I prophesied and I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. You know what I'm saying? They was coming back to life. What is the life? The law, statutes, commandments. Having the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai within you, man. You know what I'm saying? The understanding of these scriptures. Verse 8, it says, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, and prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. You know what I'm saying? Because when you read in Psalms 83, you know what I'm saying, it talks about how these other nations was confederate against the nation of Israel, that they should put the nation of Israel out. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the Esau, Edom, so-called white men, and all these other heathens, man. You know what I'm saying? They joined together where it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's make sure that this will be towards their ruin. You know what I'm saying? That they don't know who they really are. This way, this is the way where we can stay in rulership over these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep them in lies. You know what I'm saying? We can't let them know about the truth, man. Because if we let them know about the truth, you know what I'm saying, then they'll prevail over us. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're seeing. The nation of Israel is waking up. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man, you all are waking up, man. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones that who are confusion of faith, they're waking up that they're not a so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? That they're Hebrew Israelite. That's why they're different from all the other Caucasians, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, same way with ones who think they're Elamites, who really who are Israelites, man. There's a video, I think it was on World Star Hip Hop before, where it was a guy. It was a basketball tournament, and it was a Japanese dude. He had if you watch Dragon Ball Z, he had like the Goku outfit on and stuff, and he was crossing them gooks, man. He was crossing them, breaking their ankles and stuff, and doing the layup and stuff like a Jake, man. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, you know, swinging in between his legs trying to make a shot. You know what I'm saying? He was a Jake, man. He was Confucian of face. You got people out there that look like Chinese and Japanese who are Jakes, man, who are Israelites, man, because we are scattered to the four corners of the earth according to Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And whenever we oppress, what we do, we multiply, meaning we fuck, we have sex, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you down there, like for an example, say if you know, like Vietnam, you know what I'm saying, you're going down there, you know, after the war is over, you know what I'm saying, the men, the Israelites who's within those in that army, you know what I'm saying, they go to the bar, you know what I'm saying, try to find something to drink, you know what I'm saying, and then they see a nice little fine Vietnamese woman and stuff, and they pop her, they go back home, but then that's his seed, because according to Numbers 1 and 18, you are what your father is. You know what I'm saying? So then you got a Korean, a Judite, you know what I'm saying, or a Gadite, you know what I'm saying, being born out of a Vietnamese woman, you know what I'm saying, and he down there in Vietnamese, you know what I'm saying, and if I'm pronouncing it correct, you know what I'm saying, and he over there probably think he Vietnamese, and he popping all these other all these other Vietnamese women, and he's just begetting Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? And then over time, they might look like a Vietnamese person. They might look like a goop. They might look like a Chinese man or a Japanese man or a Japanese woman or a Chinese woman. You know what I'm saying? But really, they're Israelites. You know what I'm saying? You know? Going back to Ezekiel 37 and verse 10, it says, "So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them," meaning they was receiving the Spirit, to walk in the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? "And they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army." You know what I'm saying? "Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, Our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel." And graves is talking about being dead, being of the ways of this world, not knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? Following the ways of the heathen. You know what I'm saying? The American dream. You know what I'm saying? Cars, clothes, money in the holes, man. You know what I'm saying? The vibration of what America pushed, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? And it's confusion, man. Because the base word of Babylon is Babal, and it means confusion, man. The Ba, and the La, Babal, man. You know what I'm saying? Which this place is, man. You know? It says, "And I will bring you into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you," which is the breath. The breath is the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. You know what I'm saying? And it says, "And ye shall live, You know what I'm saying? Because if you fall away from the law, statutes, commandments, you know what I'm saying, and not put on your heritage, you still dead. You know? That's why these pastors, these bald head pastors, these booty face ass pastors and stuff, man, pork chop eating ass pastors. That's why they in rule of the of these different churches, man. You know what I'm saying? Because their job is to keep you dead, man. You know, because they in league with the enemy Esau Edom that set them up to keep you dead, man. Who's really killing you, man. You know what I'm saying? Saying that Esau Edom can make it. Yeah, Esau Edom gonna be in the kingdom, but he's gonna be a slave, man. You know what I'm saying? He gotta get the recompense from the things that he has done unto us, from regeneration after regeneration after regeneration. If you understand reincarnation, man. You know what I'm saying? He got a long list of things that he gotta pay, a debt that he can't pay back. You know what I'm saying? You know? And you know, and these pastors would pretty much be 2/3, because if these pastors in these harlot house churches, you know what I'm saying, who's saying you can prosper on a side that was created for our punishment, you know what I'm saying, you know, underneath the rulership of Esau Edom, you know what I'm saying, they're coons, man. They're slaves to the Esau Edom, man. They're that nigga who is yes master, and ready to whoop your ass, even though we was of the same people. You know what I'm saying? That's these coon ass 2/3 pastors, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not giving you the warning, and there's a lot of blood on their hands, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in verse 14, I'll read again. Ezekiel 37:14, it says, "And shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I am the Lord, has spoken it and performed it, saith Yahweh." You know what I'm saying? And you know, this is the spirit, man. You know, you gotta have the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, you know, in order to be alive. Because if you have the spirit, guess what? You're gonna follow the law, statutes, commandments, because you know this is really the ways of how you're supposed to be. This is your laws and regulations. You know what I'm saying? That was given unto you because the Lord said that we are special people unto himself, man. You know what I'm saying? We have not chosen him, but he had chosen us, man. He had chosen the nation of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, the real Jews are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and confusion of faces, who are Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? This is my last scripture. I didn't mean to make it so long, but this is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 27. It says, "And I will put my spirit within you, and cause ye to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them." You know what I'm saying? And the only way to do that is to have the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, man. It got to be written in you, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it got to be in you. You know what I'm saying? When you read up, you know, it goes into the fact that about the second covenant, where we'll be perfect, where the laws will be written within our hearts, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we won't no longer have them stony hearts. You know what I'm saying? Hard-headedness. You know what I'm saying? We'll be in utter obedience, man. We'll be fulfilling our ways, like how Jakes today, how they sit up here and know all the laws and the Constitution and all that stuff for this wicked place and amendments of America, this, that, and the other. Hey, when we get in the kingdom, you know, we gonna be perfect, man. We'll never go off. You know what I'm saying? We'll never get sick because we won't be in these famed bodies, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll no longer have to worry about fighting against demons and stuff. We'll have powers over the demons. We'll have spiritual powers, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, even you 2/3, man. The spiritual power is that you're going to be perfect according to the law, statutes, commandments, but you won't be able to control the elements, man, because you wouldn't listen. You know what I'm saying? Which is a scary thing. I'm hoping to be part of that 144,000 or even just the 1/3, because guess what? That's still first place. Second place, you 2/3, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? Y'all got to get death by pain because you can't listen, because you're hard-headed, because you want the things on this side. You want to follow out the Esau Edom, who has no power. None whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, falling, you know, we suffer now just so we can receive greatness later on, man. He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's fighting with this breath in you. You know, even though Satan gonna be trying to come at you, you know what I'm saying, spiritual Satan, you know what I'm saying, and his counterpart Esau Edom, you know what I'm saying, to wear down your spirit. But the thing is that you fight. So when in the end, when you finally get that crown of life, that crown of glory, you know what I'm saying, when Yahushua put that crown on you, hey, guess what, man? You got the spirit in you, you know what I'm saying, and you don't have to worry about fighting the flesh no more, because everything's gonna be on the same accord, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? And I didn't mean to make this video so long, but I hope this video was edifying, and I'd like to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Double honors to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we ought to be. Shalom.